So yeah, in school I usually cook. Okay, so I'm not like a real chef like that. I don't really know how to cook, but at the same time I kind of do. So it seems that, but the problem is that any food I cook here in school, like now that I'm in this house place, like it's usually terrible. It's usually shit, and my housemates they usually roast me that I like to cook. I don't know how to cook. Like I cook nonsense. But the irony is that when I'm at home, like my family house, the food I cook is 10 times better. Like it actually tastes good, and I always tell them that I actually know how to cook. Like at home, I'm the one that does the major cooking sometimes, and they find it hard to believe me because the one I actually cook here is dog shit. But at home, I'm the one that actually cooks, and I sat down to ask myself once that why is that? Like why is it that when I'm at home, the food I cook there is just usually better than the one I cook here? And of course, there are very plenty reasons why this happens. But one of the main reasons I found out was just that at home there's more ingredients to add to the food. So I know this video is not a cooking tutorial or whatever. So I'm not going to teach you how to cook. Don't be scared. But there's just more stuff to add to it, and I just noticed that the more of all these ingredients things you add, the sweeter the food becomes. So let's say rice, for example. So there's the rice. This is rice. As you see in Nigeria, it's rice and stuff. Don't know if whichever place you're watching from. Just try to follow along. So rice, you take rice and you just boil it. So this rice is just going to be white and plain. So the things that when you boil it like that, it's not going to be really sweet. Like maybe it will be hard for you to eat. Maybe only me only me will end up eating it. But you can't, like, it will be very hard for you, difficult for you to eat the rice like that. But this same rice, okay, now that you're boiling it, you now add salt to it. And all of a sudden, like, it's still going to be hard to eat, obviously, but it's now going to be significantly sweeter, significantly more edible. Then we add oil. So we add oil to it so that it gives it color or something like that. Like it makes it better. So now it's still going to be not really that sweet, but like it's edible. Like I can eat, so I've eaten rice like that a lot. Then now you add pepper. So now it's still not very very sweet, but significantly better. And now you add like seasoning. You add curry. You add thyme. You add which other thing again? You add tomatoes. You add onions. You have had like chicken or fish. You add all this other extra stuff. Then before you know it, from this basic rice, it now becomes like this perfect masterpiece that sometimes even without like extra skill or whatever, just because you have the right ingredients to add to this stuff, it just becomes better. It's just like the more ingredients you stack and add to the rice, the better the rice is going to taste. And this is the premise I'm trying to, like, the reason why I said that is because I want you to understand what I'm trying to say here. And this concept basically applies to almost anything. It's just because there's this book I read 2022, what makes the great great. This is not what it talks about. It just talks about they work hard and they have ambition and stuff. But this is actually one of the things that actually make the greats great, because if you think of many great people, it's actually what they do. So I'm going to use the YouTube space, for example, making videos and stuff. So making a video, for example, like what makes a video do well? Of course, very many variables, but sometimes you notice that, at least from my little experience I've had with making videos now, it's not usually just one thing that makes the video do well. There are usually a lot of things, and the more of all these things you stack together and do better, the better the video does. Or let's use clothing. So let's imagine there are two guys. So let's say they are friends or brothers or whatever. So two guys, very similar body shape, similar physique, similar character, similar personality, similar everything. But these two guys, so let's assume they work for like some sales force. So they both of them, they go ahead and they go around and they sell AirPods. So they'll walk up to you, who do you want to buy this AirPod? And you either say yes or yes, I want to buy it. No, I don't want to buy it. And by the way, this one is not working. So I don't know why I said that, but just so you know. So two of these guys, the first guy just dresses basically. He just wears random any shirts. This is a random t-shirts, some random jeans, and slippers, slides, and that's basically what he wears. And he carries his AirPod and he's like, oh, would you like to buy this AirPod? But the other guy, he still wears t-shirts and jeans. But first of all, he looks at the clothes, so he's still going to wear t-shirts and jeans. But he actually now pays attention to the color. So instead of him to just wear any random t-shirt and random jeans, he actually carefully selects the color he wants. Okay, I'll wear a white t-shirt and black jeans. I'll wear a green t-shirt and black jeans. I'll wear a blue t-shirt and brown cargo pants or something like that. So let's assume he chooses a white t-shirt and black jeans. And instead of just wearing any random white t-shirts, he goes and says, okay, the type of shirt I'll wear is one that the sleeve ends is a little bit higher, so that more of my biceps can show. I need to work out more. So he wears that type of shirt. He carefully selects it, or if the shirt is long, he rolls it up till it reaches this part. Before then, days before this day, he has washed the t-shirt a lot. He like soaked it in water, washed it as the best as it could, so the t-shirt is as white as possible. Then he not just does that, he also like irons it so that things as crisp as possible. Same thing, he does it for the trousers as well. So the t-shirt basically makes it fitted. Then the trousers as well, this is just wearing any random jeans or any random black trouser. He tailors it and makes it fit his body shape well. Then he like the t-shirt, the inner vest he wears, instead of just wearing like some random singlets or tank top or whatever, he finds like a special type of inner shirt. That there's one I saw, the thing is like very tight and it's similar to your body, because if you notice sometimes you wear like t-shirts, and if you wear singlets or like inner shirts and stuff, like through the t-shirt you can almost just see the inner one, and sometimes it just looks cringe. But this guy carefully doesn't do it like that. He finds like a fitted one that is very tight and has similar, like it's not like very very tight, it's like elastic in nature, and the color of the shirt is like similar to your skin color, so that you just blend in, so that somebody that sees will not like, because if you have noticed many times, maybe from somebody's shirt you just notice like the tank top shape that is inside, or sometimes it's just cringe. But he finds that one, and those type, the ones I saw back then, they used to like absorb sweat a lot, so when you're sweating it's not show. So the guy finds that type of shirt. Then he also he wears all that now. Then the next thing, now wears a watch again. Then he wears like a hand bead or something. Then he wears like rings. Then he wears socks, white socks. Make sure his socks are very white. Then he wears a shoe as well, white sneakers. Make sure it's white as well. Then which other thing again? Then he combs his hair properly, styles his hair. Then he wears glasses. Then he wears a cap. So then that's not all. He also sprays fragrance. He sprays like this mouth freshener stuff. So he does all these extra things basically. When these two guys now go ahead and they are selling their AirPods about, who do you think is going to make more sales in general, in total? Do you think it's the guy that barely puts in effort into his dressing, he doesn't really care, just whatever? Or the guy that actually puts in a lot? Because people are going to pay a lot more attention to the guy that dressed properly, that puts in a lot, all this extra stuff, just because it's going to look significantly better than the guy that didn't do it. Let's assume they both have similar personalities, similar skill level, similar everything. Just because this guy puts in that extra effort to look good, it's going to get more results than the guy that didn't. And maybe let's assume they are trying to attract girls and everything. It's going to be the exact same scenario. So the point I'm just trying to make is like, the more of all this extra stuff you add, the better the thing is going to be in general. So earlier we're talking about like the videos. So in YouTube, for example, there's the basic stuff, like this is literally just basic now. You turn on your phone, press record, and you just talk. That's basic. And the thing is that not everybody can watch that. Maybe you and like two other random people. Maybe you, your best friend, and one other random person on the internet that just watches, maybe doesn't even watch the video through. So that's it. But when you now add a little more, maybe you now make the audio better. So instead of it to just be just 3 people that can watch the video, now it's 5 people that can watch it. You make this, like if you notice now, I've added all these lights in and blah blah blah. It's not really compulsory. It's just better if you're recording the day. But something like this, now 10 people can watch the video. Like 10 people can watch the video very fairly well. Then you now focus on composition. Like if you notice, there's the rule of thirds thing. Like I assume I was editing this video, I would have showed you. But basically, in like filmmaking, there's this thing they call the rule of thirds. If you have opened your, like most phone cameras or just most cameras, they have like this grid thing that's usually inside. Like you position yourself according to this grid. It makes the footage look better. So you focus on things like that. And now from just 10 people that can watch the video, 15 people can now watch it. Then you now focus on the script. the script, like, or the artist, what you say, you present is better. Now 25 people can watch the video. You tell stories, now 35 people can watch the video. Now you add edits, maybe you edit the video, you edit this very well, you edit it professionally. Now 100 people can watch the video. You now then add you improve your speaking. Instead of speaking very fast or just speaking like a bot, hey, what's up guys, today we're going to be, you now like basically speak properly, you talk fluently, you articulate your words properly. Now 1,000 people can watch the video. You then focus on the thumbnails, you make the thumbnails very, very good, rather than just, I know this channel is basically the opposite of everything I'm saying, but you add all these extra things, then before you know it, 20,000 people can watch the video, 50,000 people don't mind watching the video, 100,000 people. And the thing is that, is it necessarily one thing that made all these 100,000 people come? No, it's all these small little things that you stack together. That's when you now basically use it as a weapon. It was very, very powerful that it just delivered results. So it's basically, shout out to Alex Hormozi. That's one example I'll even use. So everybody knows Alex Hormozi, and he wrote this book, Make an Offer. What's the name of the book again? 100 Million Offers. So that's basically one of the popular books in terms of the making money, finance and stuff. You have like a very good book basically. And one of the main slogan of the book is like, make an offer so good people feel stupid saying no. Make an offer so good people feel stupid saying no. And if you notice it, that's basically the point of the whole book. It just teaches you how to make an offer. It's for like business and stuff, but that same concept can basically be applied to everything. Do the work so well that people feel stupid saying no to it. Do the work so well that people feel stupid just passing by. For example, make the video so good people feel stupid not watching it. Something like that. And if even the 100 million offer, I think he said to write that book, and even the 100 million leads he released recently. To write those books, I think he said he spent like 6 hours every single day for like 2 years straight writing those books. Like he wrote the drafts 19 times or so. So imagine you finish writing the book. There's no book around here. But imagine you finish writing the book, then you write it again, just like you revise it, you edit it, then you do it again and again and again. I do it like 19 times like that. Imagine like how good, like how polished, like you're basically done it so well that there's almost nothing to improve again. And isn't now any surprise that the book, I think, and that's the crazy thing, since that when you actually make your work so fucking good, doing like marketing and all that is not going to be very, very important. Of course, those are very important, they're still important as well. You can't just like ignore it. Like you have to still put in the work and stuff. But like the marketing does itself because of how good this thing is. And same thing with Alex Hormozi. I've never seen him like promote any of these books or stuff. Like he just wrote the book and basically the thing just sells by itself every day. Word of mouth sells the book because of how good it is. So like you have to make your work so good that it basically just sells itself. Another very good one. Oh man, have you heard of Natalie Lynn? If you have not heard of it, then I said if you have not watched any of our videos, Natalie Lynn, or her former name used to be Hex, H-E-Y-X, Natalie. That girl's videos are a blessing. Her videos are so fucking good that she's like this filmmaker person and all that, filmmaker YouTuber, but her videos are just perfect. They're just perfect. They're just so inspired. They're just very, very good. Like, well, bro, if there's anything you take away from this video, go and watch Natalie. Her videos are just so good. But she basically makes like all these films and everything, like a vlog film, documentary. Like it's just very, very good videos. But it seems that to make this video, she doesn't just pump one every week. It could literally take her like 4 months, 6 months just to make like a 30 minutes video, basically. But imagine how like good it will not be once it comes out. Imagine two people. Somebody spends 6 months to make a 30 minutes video, and somebody basically spends 30 minutes to make a 30 minutes video. Of course, this one that spent, it's not like his own is going to be bad, but you can't compare. This one is going to be so good that anybody that watches this video, like this person will fall in love immediately. And now, is there any surprise why she's gaining the success she's gaining? Funny enough is that she doesn't even really care about the numbers and all that, which I feel is like that's a really good place to be, like not attaching yourself to metrics and stuff. But basically the point is just like when you do stuff and make it so fucking good, you add all these extra things to it that it just like it just works. You just get those results. Those results just come inevitably, and once they come in plenty. And the thing I will say is that yes, it's actually hard to do it. Like Alex Moses said, for example, the book he wrote, 6 hours every single day for 2 years, just writing this book. That's hard. That's not fun at all. That's not easy. And it could, because you can literally just spend 1 hour a day for 2 weeks to write the book. You can literally do that, and you come out with a book, but the quality is just going to be like it won't be the same. So it's going to be very hard. But the thing is that it's going to be worth it as well. It's going to be very, very hard. It's going to be worth it. Same thing on YouTube. YouTube is another example. If you are adding all this extra sometimes, because before I used to not I like I also still go there, but I used to just see it as kind of a waste of time adding all this extra stuff, because I'll be thinking the time I used to make one video that because you had all this extra stuff, I'll basically used to just make 10 simple videos that you just turn on the phone and talk. But I'm starting to realize that all those extra stuff are what we make that video do well. What make that one video do significantly better than the 10 videos. Because even Mr. Beast has said, if you are interested in like growing a YouTube channel and stuff, and if you have watched any of like Mr. Beast's interviews, you have heard him say it many times that just make good videos. Basically, that's it. And it's just that simple. But like I said, it's going to be hard. Like, it's actually very tough. It's not easy at all. But it's the price you're just going to have to pay. If you want extraordinary results, if you want extraordinary things, you have to put in extraordinary amount of effort. Like, it's basically that simple. I'm tired of hearing people just complain and say, oh, I want this, I want to achieve this, I want to do this with my life. But yet basically they're not serious. They're not serious. Their actions and their words don't match each other. Like, if you want to really see that success you want, you have to put in all this extra stuff, all these extra things. And the reason why you even succeed, another reason, is because no other person is doing it. Everybody's looking for the shortcuts. Everybody's looking for the easy one. Everybody's looking for what will not give them stress. Everybody's running away from stress. I've heard people very many times say, oh, I don't like anything that gives me stress. And the thing is that biologically, because you are an animal, because you are a human, because you are a living being, you don't like things that cause stress. Like, it's just part of your biological nature, because anything that causes stress threatens your survival. Like, even though it could be a minor thing, but if they crank that stress up to the highest parts, like they turn it up to the highest, it could probably kill you, whatever stressful thing it is. Or usually the stress we endure is usually like low level stress that doesn't really harm you. But basically, you just hate stress, like biologically. So your body by default just tries to avoid things that causes stress. And I'm not trying to say I'm a superhuman and stuff. Of course, I hate stress and stuff, but because my wiser parts, my more conscious parts, like everybody else, the thing that separates you from a dog or a cat or a goat or whatever, because you have like these conscious parts. You're smart. The things that separate you from that is that smart part. So my smart place in my brain knows that yes, stress is not fun, but stress is what will make me grow. That extra stress is what will give me the competitive advantage, the unfair advantage against everybody else, because everybody's trying to avoid this stress, everybody's trying to run away from this stress, while me, I'm trying to run towards this stress. And of course, make sure the stress is like productive and all that. If you just go and you're hitting your head on the wall, like, be smart, use your brain. But these things are going to be stressful, but that's what is going to make you stand out, because everybody is looking for shortcuts. Everybody wants a quick fix. Everybody wants it and everybody wants it today. They are not willing to put in that extra efforts that will get them to the place where you are supposed to go. So imagine you now do that. Basically, we'll have almost no competition, because everybody is lazy and looking for shortcuts. So, but with all this said, the last thing I'll just say is assuming you already have the skill sets. Because if for example, let's use the making videos again. Assuming, like me, for example, I've been making videos since 2020 now. So 2024, June of this year is literally going to make it 4 years since I uploaded my first video. Maybe one of these future videos I'll talk about my journey. But June of this year is basically going to make it 4 years since I uploaded my first video. And since then, since today, I've uploaded well over 500 videos across all my different channels over the years. So 500 videos. So for me to basically want to implement this thing now, which is basically like just making the video significantly higher quality, adding all these extra little things that will make the video better, that makes sense. But let's assume somebody has never made one video in his life, he has never uploaded his first video, him sitting down and saying, oh, I want to make the perfect video. Like, that's going to be very, very stupid, because that person is going to, because there's this story or this analogy. So it's like the pottery class is the analogy or experiment or whatever. So basically there were these two classes. They both did pottery. So pottery is like you mold pots, like clay pots and stuff. You sit down, you mold all these pots. And the first class, the teacher said they should make the most perfect pots possible. They should make the pots like the best pots they can make in 30 days. So all of them, that group, they went ahead and they tried to make the best pot they could make in 30 days. While the other class, he told them they should make a pot every single day for 30 days. Every day, at the end of every day, you make one pot. So them, they made 30 pots. These ones, they just made one. The shocking thing was that at the end of those 30 days, this second group, their pots were significantly better. The 30th pots they made. Now this one that was bad thing their first. Even though this ones they basically spent all their energy on this one. And the reason why is that this one their like skill level has just increased because the more pots they have made, they just know how to make good pots now because they have made so many. While these ones on the other hand, they have barely made any pots, so they barely know how to make pots. So the point I'm trying to make is like you have to already have that skill level. All this I've been saying is assuming you already have a decent bit of skill level in whatever thing. So if it's YouTube, for example, because many people want to be YouTubers, so they want to try to make videos. You already have to have a decent level in making. If you have not made any video at all, you have barely made 5 videos, and you are thinking, oh, I want to make the most perfect videos possible. My assignment for you is go and make 100 videos. I've told you I've made more than 500. So go and make, and that's why I said to take time. The things that nobody wants to do all this. That's why it's so easy to win nowadays. That's why the barrier to win, the competition is easy. Because many people just want to do these extra stressful things. But basically, go and make 100 videos. Whether you make 100 long videos, 100 unedited videos similar to these ones, 100 shots, 50 unedited videos, however you're going to do, you go and make 100 videos. Then after you make 100 videos, you have a decent level of understanding on how to do all this. Like, you're not going to be a professional by any means, but you're going to be decent enough. Like, I can watch my own video now, and not cringe. But if you have not made up to 100, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be 100, but for me 100 is just like the good benchmark where you, like, at that point your videos, your skill level in terms of speaking and stuff is going to be significantly good enough. But the things after that, if you just keep making videos, like, it starts to go towards diminishing return, so you don't really get that growth effect again. Just like the guys that have been making pots every day, they just continue making pots the way they've been doing it, their pots are not really going to get that better. The next stage now is to now start to add all this extra stuff that are going to make the thing better. And adding all this extra stuff, you might not be able to make a video every day again. It's going to take 1 week to make the video, 1 month to make the video. But that 1 month of really working on it and adding the extra scripts or the extra editing or the extra re-recordings or the extra training your speech or the extra stories and all those extra little things you add, that's what makes it significantly better than these ones that people just do whatever. It's basically that simple. So basically just do extra stuff. And like I said, many people these days, they don't want to do all these extra things that causes stress because they're just lazy and stuff. And maybe you might not even say they're lazy, like, it's just hard. It's just harder to do this. It's not easy at all. But that's where your competitive advantage comes in. That's where you can easily dominate. That's why you can easily win. Because many people don't want to do the work. Many people don't want to do these things. And you just being one of the few people that embraces this part of actually giving high quality work, you're going to stand out from the crowd very, very easily.